mamas, my name is Katie and today we're going to be talking about Similac 360 Total Care Alternatives. Why are these 4 options going to be on my list of recommendations? And ultimately a disclaimer about please talking to your pediatrician if your baby has any specific digestive issues, allergies, low birth weight concerns, and any other issues or concerns you might have for your baby. The recommendations for alternatives to Similac for me are going to be Bobbie, Enfamil, Nara Organics, and Enfamil. So I don't know if this has happened to you, but I know it's happened to a lot of my mom friends where it's late at night, they run out of formula, and they get to the store, they don't have their formula, they only have other options. And so usually one of these 4 are on the shelves at these grocery stores. So we're going to be talking about Enfamil first. So Enfamil is the most similar to Similac just because of the fact that they're manufactured in the United States. They have almost identical options on the shelf when it comes to allergies, digestive issues, and they've been around about the same time as Similac, and they're pediatrician familiar. Any option that I list here, please make sure that you talk with your pediatrician, your child's pediatrician, and that you ask any questions you might have, because ultimately I'm not a medical professional. I am just another mom, and so I'm giving you advice based on my experience and my research. Enfamil's NeuroPro and their Optimum are going to be the 2 that I would recommend based on Similac 360 Total Care because they are so similar. When it comes to Optimum, I believe that is their option that is the closest to breast milk, as close as they want to make it to breast milk. But that is their option where they list that. They have a prebiotic where they've made it to be identical to prebiotics that are in breast milk. And so although it's not breast milk prebiotics, it's supposed to be identical to it. And the same thing with Similac. They have prebiotics in there as well in some of their formulas. The downsides to Enfamil and Similac, I would say they're manufactured in the U.S. And so because of that, they follow just the FDA nutritional standards. They're not organic. If you're looking for an organic option, then I would go with Enfamil or Nara Organics, and we'll talk about those too. Next on my list to talk about is going to be Bobbie. So Bobbie is also manufactured in the U.S. They follow the same similar formula composition as Enfamil and Similac with few key differences. They are mom founded, so if that matters to you, that another mom wanted to make a difference in the formula community, then Bobbie would be a great choice. They do have some different formula options, not as many as Similac and Enfamil. They can be found in a variety of locations, Target, Walmart, but ultimately Enfamil and Similac, they can be found literally anywhere. And I say that because I've been to CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, even some convenience stores. They sometimes will carry those 2 options on the shelf. So although Bobbie is seen at a few locations, it's not as widely seen as Enfamil and Similac. The last thing I'll say about Bobbie is that they do have some organic options, and they also have a grass-fed option as well. So if that matters to you and it's something you want in a formula, next on the list to talk about is going to be Nara Organics. So Nara Organics is the one that I would choose first. Not necessarily because it's the best of the best, although it does have a lot of things that I'm looking for. And so that's why I would veer towards Nara Organics first. They do have the most whole milk fat over any formula sold in the United States. They're the only formula sold in the United States that has a clinical trial based on their whole milk fat. And the clinical trial went for a total of 12 months. You can look that up later if you're curious about it. It might even be on their website. In terms of another reason why I would choose Nara, they're organic. It's in the label, it's in the name. I want formula that is not gonna have, contaminants, pesticides, and not only do they test their formula once, twice, but they test it 3 times, 3 separate times. So they will test it when they're making it, they'll test it when it's after it's made, and then they'll even test it as it's after it's in the can. And so it goes through 3 different times of testing for different contaminants, heavy metals, and ultimately to make sure that it's safe for your baby. That gives me peace of mind knowing that it's been tested multiple times, and so I don't have to worry or fret about the possibility of heavy metals and other contaminants. The only thing I will say is that no matter what you choose, you're not making the wrong decision. And also, when it comes to baby formula and heavy metals, or any food and heavy metals, just know that there is no product that can say that it is 100% without heavy metals. If it's been grown in the soil or the animals eaten from the soil, it is likely going to have small amounts of heavy metals. But what I like is the fact that it's either going to be super duper low in heavy metals, and that they've tested it to make sure that it's at safe levels for your baby. Nara Organics and Enfamil are both manufactured outside of the United States. So that's a good thing because it means that they go through 2 different nutritional standards. They have to follow both the EU EFSA nutritional standards and the US FDA nutritional standards. So that's 2 different standards for food that your infant formula is going through. That's great. We know that, or at least we're finding out, that the United States tolerates a lot of chemicals and additives and ingredients that the EU does not. So I love that I know that there's going to be stricter ingredient qualifications for Enfamil and Nara Organics. The last formula that I'm going to be talking about today is Enfamil. I've already mentioned it briefly with Nara because they do have some similarities. They're both manufactured, again, outside of the United States. They have stricter nutritional standards. They both have organic options. Nara Organics is only organic, so no matter which can you choose off the shelf, it's going to be organic. But please make sure that you read the label on Enfamil because not all of their formulas they don't always say organic on the label. So be careful of that and make sure you're watching out for it if that's something that matters to you. Enfamil uses a mix of whole milk fat and skim milk. Other options like Enfamil and Similac and Bobbie, they typically only use skim milk. Bobbie might use a little bit of whole milk fat, but I believe that they are still lumped in that boat of Enfamil and Similac where it's mostly skim milk or pretty much all skim milk. Enfamil, again, they use a mix of both. So it's kind of like that middle ground between Nara Organics and Enfamil, Similac, and Bobbie. So your premium formulas, just like if you were getting gas at the gas station and there's 3 different types of gas, you know that you've got your lower tier, your middle, and your higher tier. your super premium, and then your premium is in the middle. So that's what I would equate these formulas to. I would say Nara would be your top tier, Enfamil would be either right underneath or almost about with Nara Organics. I would say that they're probably more in the middle. Similac and Enfamil would be the bottom tier. Ultimately, are you making a wrong decision with the formula that you choose? No. If you have tried Similac and it's your tried and true, then by all means continue with that if your baby likes it and is growing and is healthy and your pediatrician is also saying to keep with that. If Enfamil is your brand, great, use Enfamil. But if you are looking for maybe a more premium option, or you want alternative to Similac and Enfamil that's organic and has whole milk fat, you know that they've been tested for heavy metals, that they've got stricter nutritional standards, then you're gonna want Nara Organics or Enfamil. And that is my true, honest reflection to you of all the research that I've done. And so I just want to say thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.